Hello, everyone. I am here streaming some of the Mafia Scum Modern Super League for you, and we're trying something different today. I'm streaming my match against SensFan from my perspective, and he's streaming the match from his perspective, and hopefully that'll be a fun time for all of you. And hopefully it works out. But here we are. I am on the play, and this hand is reasonable. SensFan is playing a crazy Bring to Light concoction, and Blue Moon, oh, not Blue Moon, but Blood Moon itself should just wreck him. So I probably need to keep this and hope that it gets here. I have 2 lands, I have Snapcaster, I have Spell Snare, I have a win condition in hand. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, I think. And we'll see how he feels about his hand. He has plenty of scary 2-mana cards, so I think I need to just keep these Spell Snares, even if they're not doing anything on turn 1. Not sure yet if he's started or not, but should be looking at his hand shortly. Yeah, my plan here is just find a 3rd land so I can Blood Moon him, and hope that's enough. Because he's playing... Hang on, I can just show you. He's playing this. And my assumption is that Blood Moon is just very good against it. Lead on the Spire buff. Gonna play Flooded Strand and not crack it unless I need to. Or I find a 3rd land. Once I find a 3rd land, we're all set. We're just fetching for island, and then golden from there. With deck lists being open, I have to assume that if he's keeping is a way to get the basics that he needs, since he knows I'm playing Blood Moons. Well, there's our other island. Gonna give me another turn before fetching to try to draw to a 4th land for Chandra. And whether or not I get it, we're just playing this next turn. Good, good. We were able to get a Sakura Tribe Elder with a Spell Snare. Prevent him from finding a needed basic with that. There's our 4th land. That's kind of an ideal start. I'm just going to keep my graveyard up over here since I have a Snapcaster Mage and Torrential Gearhulk in the deck that will want to know what I have in my graveyard, even if it's not the prettiest thing. Sens plays this fancy mountain. We just want to try to get our win condition down and get it to start winning us the game as soon as possible. Cryptic, we probably won't need that. Also, we don't have a third island right now, so it's a little less valuable. Now we just want to find more lands and find ways to protect Chandra and hope that he doesn't find his basics, of which there are, I think, 8 in his 150 card deck list. We've got a backup Blood Moon if he takes care of the one that we've got. No, our Chandra! Guess he's hoping to... Oh, wow. Well, I guess sometimes you can't play around Bolt, Snap, Bolt from your opponent who has Temple Garden, Windswept Heath. And now we need another win condition. Hopefully he will cast a 2 casting cost card at some point so we can Snapcaster Spell Snare. At some point we may have to cast the Snapcaster just as a 2/1 blocker. But we are in no danger of needing that right now. Alright, we're just making sure that the Steam Vent's cost of 2 life was paid there. And now we hope to draw one of our Gearhulks. It's a great blocker. Or we can just draw another Chandra, I guess. Or a Lightning Bolt. We have lots of great things we can draw. Electrolyze. Electrolyze is a great draw. Don't expect to see too much happen here, folks. Blood Moon slows the game down. Definitely going to want to bolt that Snapcaster Mage to take care of his clock. Because otherwise he just has a bunch of mountains. He doesn't have a lot he can do with mountains. I have to worry about Madcap Experiment. Oh, an Electrolyze. We can just cast that to cycle at the end of his turn if he doesn't do anything. It also gives us an additional 2 damage, which is valuable. It's a good Snapcaster target later as well. Because I don't mind just casting Snapcaster to Electrolyze him to find another win condition in the form of Snapcaster. Other things we have to worry about. Thirst for Knowledge gets him cards deeper, I guess. Izzet Charm does the same thing. More fancy mountains on the other side of the table. If he tries to remand this, we're just... Okay, we were just going to Snapcaster Spell Snare it. Yeah, this Engineered Explosives is not really going to do much of anything. If he doesn't do anything, I just want to Snapcaster Electrolyze to get a clock going. I don't want to give him the chance to find some of his single cards in this massive list of cards. I'd be much happier if it were a Gear Hulk, but beggars can't be choosers. Alright, we added a bit to our clock. Dig a little deeper, try to find a faster wind condition. What is it we want to see off visions? We definitely just want to see a wind condition. Mana leak isn't quite that, but it does give us time. We don't want either of these. Actually, we probably... Do we want the Serum Visions? It just lets us go a card deeper and sets up... Yeah, we probably want that. It sees so many cards. Although this Mana Leak probably won't do a ton with him having as many lands as he does now. But maybe he'll try to cast something huge and we can get him. Yeah, these engineered explosives just don't really do much of anything. Oh no, we found a forest! Yeah, we want Cryptic. Just to try to answer anything scary that he does. We're probably going to save the Bolt until we can kill him with it, because it doesn't really do anything except speed up the clock by a turn, since we're only doing 2 a turn, and he's at 8. Now he can bring to light for 3 if he wants. Or Farseek. Or cast more Sakura Tribe Elders. So that definitely adds a lot more scary stuff. Oh, gifts. I want to make him pay more mana for it. The less mana he has now, the less he can do this turn that's scary, and then we'll have Cryptic. What can he want out of here? Bring to light. Bring to light Madcap. Or does he want basic lands? There's no life from the loam to get his basics back, so we don't have to worry about that. Maybe he wants Thragtusk just as a creature. Maybe he wants another Gifts Ungiven to just give him more options next turn. So we don't care about twos. We don't care that much about Thragtusk, although it does give him a bunch more time. We can bolt the first half and engineered explosives the back half. Yeah, a lot of this depends on what he has in his hand, too, because if he has specific cards from his hand he wants to cast, then there's not... We have no way of knowing that, but he's going to want to try to find ways to cast it. Okay. He wants ways to find his basics, or he wants Bring to Light, or he wants Scape Shift. Scape Shift is a sneaky way for him to get all the lands he needs. None of those are twos either. Let's see, we probably... Yeah, we probably don't want him to have the cards he can cast right now. And Scape Shift, he needs another Forest, and Bring to Light, we can try to counter whatever he casts off of Bring to Light, since we know we have a Cryptic coming. But it does look like he just wants basics, which is why I don't want ways for him to get them right now. It's probably what he's going to try to do off of his Bring to Light. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the mana to play out a second Blood Moon, and... Actually, do we? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4... Then we'll have 4 left? Yeah, we do actually have enough mana to play a second Blood Moon to protect it, and hold up Cryptic and Spell Snare. Does he have a way to answer Blood Moon main deck immediately? I don't see one. Yeah, he needs to Glittering Wish into his Wear Tear, I think. Yeah, we're just gonna counter whatever here, probably. Although we want to see what he casts off of Bring to Light, I think. If that's what he casts. This should be Bring to Light. And because he has to cast the card off of Bring to Light, we can see what it is before we choose to counter it or not. This is for 3, because those are all mountains. The plan is counter draw on pretty much whatever, since he's just got a bunch of mountains after this. Does he want to just cast Harrow? Additional costs must be paid, since that's what this card is. I believe that's what the Oracle text says, that it's an additional cost. Yeah, it's an additional cost. So he has to sacrifice the land. Ooh, that's a good draw. And in his draw step, we can check his hand, see what it is that he drew, see if there's anything we care about. We're targeting him to see if he has anything we care about. He may scoop in response, even though we know what's in his deck. Do we care about any of these? We care a little bit about Search for Tomorrow, actually. No, no we don't. Because all he can do off of that is path something, and we have a Lightning Bolt for lethal anyway. He can also Thought Scour trying to find something. Yeah, we don't care about these cards. Yep, he Thought Scours to try to see what he can see. Alright. To sideboards. We want negates. They seem great against what he's trying to do. And we probably want... We maybe want a Vandal Blast. Actually, what do we want out? We want the explosives out. Because they don't hit anything we care about. Except for the Thragtusk token. So that's fine. We probably want the Mana Leaks out. Because the game takes long enough anyway that we just want more win conditions. Let's try that. Although it's possible that on the play we want the Mana Leaks back in so we can start countering his stuff on turn 2. But I think just the negates are better. This hand is very tempting. With a Blood Moon, 2 Serum Visions, it's probably good enough. It's just really risky. No, we have so many looks at lands. It's fine. If we draw land turn 1, we probably want to hold up Spell Snare. But if we don't draw land, we probably want to fetch out a Scalding Tarn and cast a Serum Visions. Yeah, we need to make sure we hit a land for next turn. Find a Steam Vents. There's a land. Keranos and a land. It's too early for Keranos, but we definitely want that land. Here's the point where he can get a 2 past us. Question is he going to fetch some basics out early, or is he going to... Looks like he's just cracking both of them. He may be just getting... No, he can't get green-white for Glittering Wish, but he can get green whatever for Sakura Tribuilder or Farseek, which gets him another basic. And with that in mind, yeah, we need to hold up negate. Because this is a turn he can Madcap experiment something out. Or Gifts Ungiven. Yeah, he has lots of scary plays this turn. Next turn we can Serum Visions hold up negate, which if he is he just keeping this out for beats until I play Blood Moon? That's pretty reasonable, actually. But we are just going to keep setting up our hand. I don't think we need another Spell Snare right now, but Snapcaster is exactly what we want. But do we want Snapcaster more than a 4th land? Or the chance at a 4th land? Probably, yeah. Because if we can save it, we can Snapcaster negate something, which is hard for him to come back from, I think. And there's the sack of the Sakura Tribe Elder. He just wants... He wants the land now. Does he have something on 3? Because he missed his land drop last turn. We are not fetching end of turn because we want Snapcaster. I've made this mistake once already. If we need to negate something scary, that's fine. But otherwise, we can wait until our turn. What hits our scary threshold? Gifts Ungiven probably does. He casts nothing. That's fine. Although now we have 8 cards in hand. I guess we just bolt him. We really want our 4th land. Yeah, this... I've never seen this card before. Look at the top X cards, where X is the number of basic land types, which is 3. Put 1 in your hand. Okay. That's some selection, that's fine. I'd rather hold up negate. We're just clearing up some of the little interface things. And he gets one of his top 3 cards, and the other 2 go on the bottom. Again, I don't think we want to sacrifice our fetch land unless we need to cast negate this turn. Just for the minuscule extra chance of finding our 4th land. Although with our opponent having a bunch of basics, the Blood Moons are less useful than they otherwise would be. Aha! A land. That helps us out a lot. It leaves us less choked on mana. It also gets us to 4, so we have Snapcaster negate after our first negate. I think this is the point when we fetch to... no, I'm still okay drawing more lands. I'm going to fetch a Steam Vents with one of them, I think, just so I have double red for sure. But the other one can stay until I need it. I would rather be drawing lands here. I think we're going to just keep our 4 mana up and discard a redundant Blood Moon. We might also be able to do that. Now we're a little scared. Now we can get all his basics out, which means our Blood Moons are less useful. Well, if he's getting another island, that's less useful. It's interesting that he used both his green. I'm gonna just take this and not try to get the 3 damage on him in case he's got another Gifts Ungiven. We don't want a second Blood Moon, particularly because he has all the colors he needs. So I'd rather hold up Snapcaster Negate for something scary here. We have plenty of options depending on what he does here. A couple spell snares. We can just bolt our opponent twice at end of turn if we want to. I don't think I can let that resolve. Although that's when we put our shields down a little bit, so I get a little scared. Since our shields are already down, we're gonna just play that and draw another land, I guess. So we have Snapcaster plus Negate, we have Snapcaster Spell Snare, we have Snapcaster Bolt, we have Bolt. Bolt, Snap, Bolt into Pia and Kieran gives us plenty of ways to win, but also plenty of ways to just lose immediately. So I'm a little worried about just trying to go for it. We're definitely going to just bolt him to 9. But this is the point where we want to make best use of our resources and make sure we don't lose out of nowhere to this combo deck. He can go ahead and draw a card and put a couple things in his graveyard if he wants to. Takes care of Cryptic and Flooded Grove, that's fine. Like, I'm worried about a Cryptic from him. So once I get to 8 mana, I can try to play Pia and Kieran. Ooh, a Gear Hulk, you say? I don't think that our opponent can win out of nowhere, so if I Gear Hulk Bolt him, then He's dead to a Snapcaster Bolt if Gearhulk lives. That's probably pretty good. But is it too risky? No, if we do it at end of his turn, then it's probably fine. If he has Cryptic, he's probably considering just bouncing one of my lands here to slow me down a little bit. Because while he's this far ahead on mana, it's pretty reasonable. What goes wrong if I try to Gearhulk? Not a ton, at least immediately. If we just try to get an answer out of his hand, or like protection, then I'm okay with that. Because it takes care of some of his own protection for his combos. Which is what I'm most scared of at this point. This was not that unexpected. The question is, does he go get just a bunch of different counter spells? He can't. So he probably just goes and tries to get 4 different answers to Gearhulk between like Path and Remand and Cryptic. He can Snapcaster Cryptic if he has enough blue. He maybe wants Thirst for Knowledge. But, like, the fact that he's casting gifts here implies he has few answers to it in hand. So he's trying to find them now. But yeah, I think I would rather push for action here instead of letting him build up to his combo while I'm stuck here on mana trying to set up what I'm trying to do. Well, he has plenty of options. Remand. Yep, Remand and Cryptic, as we expected. Path he can have. I'm okay with getting a land out of this. He can also have Scape Shift. I don't care about Scape Shift because when you path my Gearhulk... Well, no, you're not pathing my Gearhulk until my turn, probably, so I don't get the mana. But it still turns off Scape Shift. Because neither of those counter Gearhulk. Yeah, I am okay with this. Because that gives me the mana for my turn, as opposed to not having it on my turn. This is where I play Blood Moon to turn off Escape Shift. Now I have Snapcaster Negate available. Now if we get one more land, we can play Pia and Kirin with Snapcaster Negate available, unless we just have to Snapcaster Negate this turn. This is a lot of... Is that Empyreon? Oh, Hardcast Empyreon. That's something I can't answer very well. Now we need a Cryptic to take care of that. What are we most scared of? Well, we were most scared of that, but now we need to have some answer to that. I think we just Chandra into Pia and Kieran and hold up Snare. So we plus for mana here. This gives us 3 turns to chump block Platinum Empyrean to try to find an answer. At worst, we can... That gives us a bunch of turns to try to get to Chandra Ultimate. Harrow gets him likely his 3rd island. As well as something else. Yeah, there's the island and his basic mountain. Right, because that's all the basics that are left. No one said this game was easy. Man, and he drew the Platinum Empyrean too. If he tried any of the other ways in his deck to get it, we had them handled with Snapcaster Negate. But we did not have the Cryptic. He has 5 cards in his hand, so he can do almost whatever he wants. Yeah, after this we need to start Chandra plussing for cards, because if we find Cryptic, we can bounce Empyrean and try to win right away. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of too. That should just kill me. Yeah, because he just needs to find 4 damage worth of stuff. Yep. Waited too long to find our lands there. Now, with us on the play, that gives us a better chance to find what we need here in time. Are the mana leaks better than electrolyzes? Probably. Or are they? The 2 damage just gives us something to do, but mana leak answers things. Yeah, on the play, I think mana leaks are better. This hand's pretty good. We have a Serum Visions and probably a turn 3 Blood Moon. And hopefully that gives him as little time as possible to find his basics. And we also have a Cryptic to try to answer anything scary. Bolt, Snapcaster, just lots of options here. Uh-oh, he's going down a bunch of cards. That's good news for us. Because if we find a land and we have lots of chances at it, then we're in real good shape. There's a land. We want the land. We probably don't want Pia and Kieran, actually. Although we're going to be shuffling when we go get our island anyway. Although that's a couple turns down the line here, since we're playing Spire Bluff next. And we're probably just bolting him twice. Although we can, if we bolt, we can Snapcaster Serum Visions and just have a sweet clock. Trying to find another island. Yeah, I think we want to put pressure on him here. Mountain's not the best draw. We just want to play Serum Visions to try to find another blue source. We may not even need to play Blood Moon this game. We don't want a second one, but a second Snapcaster is fine, because we can Snap Bolt something. He's digging, which is totally understandable. Yeah, we just want to put pressure on him right now, I think. Find some more cards. I'm probably taking whichever pile the land's in. Yep. Only a couple things we're scared about here. We're okay with a trade. We're okay with him blocking and sacrificing. Because our plan here is to fetch off the Tarn, then Serum Visions and hold up Cryptic. Actually, you probably want to fetch, then Jace. Because that shuffles back our Gearhulk. And gives us a chance to see a bunch more cards, too. We are gonna find another basic mountain. That's a really good pile for us. We're probably taking whichever one has negate. But if he puts negate by itself, we're still probably taking the negate. Because negate's too valuable right now, just as an answer. We're going to cast the Serum Visions. Oh, hi, Gearhulk. Yeah, we probably want you, but we don't want this Flooded Strand. We can Snapcaster Bolt something. I would rather negate something and bolt our opponent if we don't need a Cryptic anything. What cards do we care about right now? Gifts Ungiven is probably pretty scary. Well, we care about Madcap Experiment. In this instance, since we don't have a spell snare, we don't care about the tutor. We care about whatever it is he finds, which is probably Is It Staticaster. Or possibly Slaughter Games? Because Slaughter Games can't be countered. Unless he's just trying to find Nahiri. Slaughter Games we don't care about that much, though, because we can... If he has the land to Slaughter Games, we can Bolt, Snap, Bolt. And then we have Lethal. Ah, Warmonk. Warmonk is fine, because that's not resolving. That's assuming he even has the additional white. I think we're going to try for Bolt, Snap, Bolt right now, because there's no real way this punishes us since he only has 3 mana up. If he remans it, fine. I actually don't care about the Warmonk, because I have a Chandra in my hand, too, that can answer it. Yeah, the Warmonk's fine. I also have Cryptic. I have lots of things that just don't care about this. Because I can Snap Bolt, take him to 2, then Chandra holding Negate up for the last 2. I have plenty of ways to keep this as a win. Opponent just clarifying how lifelink rules work here. Since lifelink gains you life as it deals damage, all of that happens simultaneously. Because I can Snapcaster Bolt, hold up, negate. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what he can have to stop this while I have 6 mana up. What is he thinking about here? He's going to draw a card, try to find an answer. Alright. And we had what we needed, and he knew it because he gave us the Chandra. It was a tough one, though, particularly game 2. There's a lot to think about when they know they can just get all the basics that they need and have that many basic finders. So thank you for watching. We have one more match to bring you tonight, possibly. We'll see. If so, we'll see you soon. If not, then we will see you next week. Thank you for watching.